Okay, this is a day trade recap. Today is July 14th, and all of my trades were pre-market today. I started off, I came in here at 4:45 this morning my time. I told myself I'm going to start getting up and doing the pre-market thing early, right at opening hour for me, which is 5 o'clock, and I want to do a little research and be ready and have everything, my charts ready for that 5 o'clock opening hour. And so OXBR was the stock that I was looking at, one of them. I had several, but this one happened to be ready. But the reason I had this one on was from yesterday's after hours. It had made this really big move from, oh gosh, in the $3 range up to the $5 range. It was a really good move. On some news, it wasn't the greatest news, but you know, right now anything will move a stock, especially this type of a stock, a very low float. So after that, after I had done that, and it came up to this target level right here, and it touched it very nicely right on the nose, and it came all the way down after that, down to this level, this yellow line. And so when I see that, and this was setting up right on from 3:30 to 4:30, it was finding this level as support, which that's what I look for. And if I get these little tags, these green tags at that level, and some little buy signals there, then I'm going to be seriously looking at that for an opportunity. Here was a really good little entry. I probably wouldn't have taken it even if I could, but you know, I had a signal here, and I had all these other signals saying, yeah, this is an early entry, you're going to get in. It's a little below VWAP, but you know, it had done a lot of selling, and it didn't want to go below this yellow line. So I was pretty confident that it was ready to do the turnaround, at least to this target here, since it had already been to that target once, right? So I came in here's 5 o'clock. Here's 5 o'clock. Here's the 5 o'clock candle, right? Let me zoom out some more, though. I want you to see. Hold on. I want you to see what I did here. First, I had this purple line right here, this dash line. That's a soft resistance because that represents the top of this little gap, right? I know it's going to want to fill that. It's going to want to fill that. So if it can find support on that, then, you know, that's another potential entry if I miss the first one. Okay. Well, this one is the 5 o'clock candle, and it hit that little purple line, right? It hit that, and it tagged it several times. And so it did that all at once, and I just, you know, I couldn't get in right there. I wanted to make sure that it was going to find support here on this main VWAP, and then we'll push through this previous level and go to my next target, okay? So that's what I did. I had a nice signal. This little green arrow is a nice little signal that I have here based on my across of the 2 and the 6 EMA, all right? And not very many people even, I don't really know of anyone else unless I've introduced them to it, the 2 EMA. I mean, nobody uses it, but I do, because I like this little signal that it gives right here when I combine it with that other EMA, the crossover. It's a nice little late entry at support, okay? And that's exactly what it was here, a late entry at support, okay? So it gave me a nice early signal to get in on this trend and take it to this this line right here, this green line, okay? This transparent box I added, let me just, whoops, sorry about that. When I'm holding my phone, I don't know, I'm not always the best with my with my videos here when I'm holding my phone, but anyway, so as you can see, I got in here at $4.69. I got in around $4.69. It was basically the top of this candle because I wanted to confirm that it was going to beat this level and get above this. So $4.69, and my target was $5.39. I got a little bit better fill on that, but so that was a really good little run, almost, you know, almost $1 per share on that at 5 o'clock, and I finished it at 5:14. So that was OXBR, and then I drew this box, this transparent box, and I do that a lot. I know that this is going to be a chop zone, and what I'm looking for here is a bounce off of this bottom part of the box and a buy signal, right? I got these little arrows, but there was, after having this red tag, I wanted a green tag, a low tag, to show that it was a buy signal off a low, and I never got that. It just sat in this box forever, and then it broke support, and then it was just a fader all day long, just total fade. Okay, and I almost expected that, right? Well, I knew I expected it once it did this, but I was hoping for a continuation till this blue level, this blue dash line, which was a 50 EMA off of my daily chart. It was a gap fill level, okay? And I thought, well, maybe we'll get that, but we didn't get that. So on to a different stock, DTSS had really good news, and I was watching this one around 5:15ish because it started to, show a little encouragement. There wasn't any volume, so I couldn't get in there. But here, once it made this level, and this is another one of those daily chart, 50 EMA levels that I had on here. It's a soft resistance is how I interpret it. These solid lines that I put on here are hard targets, but my blue ones will be soft. Usually they'll push through. So I waited. Once it did that, I waited for another entry, and I actually got in on this arrow. I got in at $3.51, which was, it was this area right here. I got in here, $3, because I saw it push through this, and then I was looking for a bounce off of that line. So $3.51, and then I just figured I'll monitor structure all the way to my target, my first solid line, which was $3 and what was it? $4.72. I'm sorry. So 351 to 472. So that was a nice little move. And then the next play was I needed a nice signal above this solid line, and here we had one. Yes, I was below my TEMA lines. That's these smooth solid lines. It's green and purple. I was below that, but all my other lines were pointing up, and even my TEMA was pointing up, and I had this buy signal at this major support level, and this down here started to point up. So I figured, yeah, I'll get in, and so I got in again at around $4.88, and my next target was $6.27, and as you can see, it hit that beautifully. It totally hit that, and so by then I was done. So between about $3 a share total between the trades there. And so not a bad morning, and I was done before 7 or around 7. Okay, so I'm getting up earlier. There's no halts, there's no stress, there's enough volume on the stocks that I trade, and there's always going to be enough range. So if the chart makes sense, you better believe I'll if somebody's going to hand you $10,000 before 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll get up out of bed at 4:30, and you'll sit at your chart, and you'll click the buy button when you're supposed to, and the sell. So that's kind of what it's all about. Today, that's how I played it. Again, I got in when I established a good support level on this stock, and volume started to come in. I had good volume at this point. Didn't have good volume here, but volume started to pour in, and then it was headed for its target. So that's all I'm doing now. I'm going to get up earlier. I'm going to try to be done. I did monitor a few stocks after opening bell. There were a few like SGOC. It was just a maniac, and I knew it would be. We had one candle on here that I didn't like at all. It halted a lot. Whoops, this isn't today. There we go. It halted a bit, and then we had a crazy doji that it was just like a over $2 doji, and showed complete indecision, and yet it continued on because its goal was this line, but nobody else seemed to know that. These people that were creating these and causing these dojis, but it was just too crazy for me. I didn't want to deal with it. A bunch of other stocks popped up. This one ran really hard, and then it's just given it all back. Look at that. I don't even know what the news was on this one. This is USEG. But anyway, so I didn't trade after bell. It was all pre-market, where it's a lot less stress. And VXPR or VRPX, what am I saying? It's running right now. It's in between lines. It's probably gonna, see, it can't even reach this level. We'll see what it does. If I get a good buy signal right here, and then I'll take it to this and maybe even that. But right now it doesn't look good. That's a big red candle, and it's really coming down. So that's kind of how it's been today. Let me just quickly look at what the market is kind of having a hard day today. So biggest gainer on the day is SGOC, which I just showed you and look at it. popped, and now it's giving it all back. So that's the biggest gainer of the day, totally. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, you want to know how I draw these lines, these are amazing lines, this yellow and this green and everything, how I use these signals, how I know how to read a for sure good trend that's going to reach your targets. Anyway, if you need any help with that, let me know, and I will certainly be glad to get your charts to match mine, and I'll help you find the stocks that are moving and that will reach your targets. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. Reach out to me if you have questions, and we will talk soon.